So Eric, you recently conducted a study in which you looked at the major backlink tools, evaluating tools. Well, tell us about the study. What did you do?
Happy to do that. Well, what we set out to do was measure how good a job the tools like Open Site Explorer, Majestic SEO, and ahrefs are at detecting newly implemented backlinks. So the way we did that is we identified 20 very prominent media sites, some of the top sites out there. And we looked at links going out from those articles on those sites to third-party websites, right? And then for those third-party pages that were receiving the links, we would go look at the Majestic SEO and ahrefs and Open Site Explorer backlink reports for those pages to see whether or not the prominent media site showed up as being in the backlinks. The whole idea is that would give us a way to measure just how good a job and how comprehensive job the tools were doing.
So what did you find? What were the results?
It was pretty interesting. The three tools performed pretty close to one another. Majestic SEO was slightly higher in our test than the other two tools. And it came in around 59% of the links found. And the other two tools were closer to 50%. But keep in mind, our sample data is pretty small. The important thing to draw out of this is that, call it approximately half of the links were found. And the other thing that was really neat is that when we combined the three tools and integrated all those links together in one spreadsheet and saw what percentage the three tools cumulatively found, that number jumped to almost 80% of the links found.
And that's why we at Stone Temple Consulting built our own Backlink Profileer tool that does aggregate all that information and helps us get a larger picture for our clients, right?
No, absolutely. And we also pull in a set of metrics, so we get a common set of metrics across all the links found.
Very useful. So, but what about regular working SEOs? What does all this mean for them? What should be their takeaway from this study?
Well, the big key is, first of all, recognize that none of the tools finds all the data. Second of all, keep in mind that we were looking at 20 really prominent media sites, and we were getting between 50 and 60% discovery by any given tool. If you have lesser known sites, that percentage is going to be significantly lower. And I think that's not a conclusion that most people would have expected from this study. And then the final thing that I'll say is, from our perspective, it's really important to have all three tools in play because it does up the percentage of total link discovery significantly. And remember, I cited this data that between 50 and 60% for each tool, but together it was 80% for the three of them. I think the contribution or the increased added value of having three tools rather than one will be much greater when you get away from those top 20 media sites.
Eric, thanks for sharing all that very valuable information. You'll want to check out this complete study to get all the information because there's a lot more than Eric was able to share here. So check out the link that's on the screen or in the notes for this episode. And thanks for joining us today.